One of the more popular and efficient ways to irrigate trees or dense areas of vegetation is to use dripline. As with any irrigation system, it's important to understand product operating requirements and limitations when creating your design. This is also true when troubleshooting an existing system. Dripline is polyethylene tubing with incrementally spaced internal emitters installed during the manufacturing process. The 17mm EasyID CV drip line from Landscape Products uses pressure compensating emitters that keep flow consistent even as pressure fluctuates within an operating range. Each of the emitters is also equipped with a check valve to prevent water waste and back siphonage that might clog emitters. A common challenge when installing drip line is exceeding the maximum run length specified for the drip line used. If the run is too long, emitters toward the end of the line may not function properly. This is usually due to a lack of water flow, pressure, or both. When troubleshooting drip line, there are a few important factors to consider: the static pressure and available flow from your water source, the emitter gallon per hour output, and emitter spacing of the drip line used. Begin troubleshooting by referencing the manufacturer's product specifications to determine the maximum run length possible for the drip line being used. For example, if you are troubleshooting Landscape Products 17mm EasyID CV with 1 gallon per hour emitters spaced at 12-inch intervals, you can achieve a maximum run of 195 feet with 25 psi of outlet pressure. If you determine that your run length exceeds this distance, then you can take steps to remedy the situation. Most likely the zone is trying to deliver more water than the tubing can carry. Outside of splitting the run into two separate zones, the solution may include changing the layout to a center-fed design with a larger sized header supply line. The larger supply line will increase the flow and pressure to the zone, allowing for a longer run. The other option is to reduce the overall output of the zone by moving to a wider emitter spacing or swapping out the 1 gallon per hour drip line for a lower gallonage product. If you choose to reduce the output, be aware that you will need to increase the zone's runtime to compensate. If your run length is within product specs, then you likely have a pressure problem. To verify this, use a pressure gauge to take a measurement at the beginning of the run and at the emitter with diminished output. The pressure at the beginning of the drip zone should match the rated output of the regulator you have installed. At the emitter, the minimum pressure required to open the check valve on EasyID CV drip line is 12 psi. Remember that the dynamic pressure in the line will drop incrementally as a result of friction loss. The run length charts are designed to account for this friction loss and consumption of water. If your beginning pressure is too low, you may not have enough pressure to open the check valves on all of the emitters in the line. If the site has sufficient pressure to begin with, you could install a pressure regulator with a higher pressure rating to resolve the issue. Adding a header line and center feeding the zone may also be an easy fix. Although drip is considered low volume and lower pressure, you must apply the same hydraulic principles as you would with spray and rotary head designs. When troubleshooting check valve drip line challenges, always begin with an evaluation of the pressure and hydraulic details of the installation.